Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video we have update number 1 to the Paladin PvE guide for Season 2. I managed to go all of Season 1 without needing to do an update and have to do an update on this one already. This is largely due to a new talent, Divine Hammer, that is, or was, kind of bugged. There's still like one weird interaction, but it is mostly fixed even as of making this video. And so some things have changed. Things could change again. It could be a very fluid situation, but I wanted to do this update video just so people were prepared before they went to raid. For the Mythic Plus guide, everything is pretty much just set still. Like some of these things were found out before I did the Mythic Plus guide. So if you were just a Mythic Plus person, you're pretty much set. This is single target raid. This is we are going to talk about one thing for Mythic Plus on here for people who did not watch the Mythic Plus video. I don't want to make you have to watch both videos, but yeah. It's mostly for people who watch that initial video and then nothing else after that. So let's go ahead and get started here. Let's talk about some smaller things first. So first of all, I speculated that the ring would be nerfed. So certain Circlet would be nerfed. It has been nerfed, but it hasn't been nerfed enough that you still don't want to wear it. So I personally, just once again, like I said in the first video, I expect this to be nerfed to the point where if you are a Mythic Raider, you will no longer wear this. That's what I expect. Or if you're doing the highest possible keys, right, that you might not wear this. But I can't guarantee that, of course. They did one nerf pass. I could have guaranteed that, but I can't guarantee that they're going to do a second nerf pass on it. So if they do not, you're going to be wearing this ring, okay? So Circlet's going to be your best in slot if they don't do another nerf pass. If they do, then, you know, as long as you can get myth track rings, other rings will be better for sure. And even in its current state with the very small nerf that they did, it is worth simulating if you do simulate your character. And then let's talk about the Mythic Plus change really quick. It's a change to talent. So there's two changes here. I believe this was already the case in my Mythic Plus guide that was specifically for Mythic Plus, but that is to use Holy Flames over Blade of Vengeance and Holy Blade over Improved Blade of Justice. Now, this could, again, it's a fluid situation. This could change again due to Divine Hammer, but the Holy Flames one's actually pretty on the mark here. And somebody even asked, like, is Holy Flames better? And for a lot of cases, it is. It was already a very close talent, but especially with the 4 set, right? Once you get the 4 set here in Season 2, Holy Flames is going to pull ahead a lot more on that. And so Holy Flames is probably the way to go. Even now, you can just play with Holy Flames. If you're doing gigantic pulls early before you get the 4 set and you want to use Blade of Vengeance, it's not going to be that big of a deal, especially early on. But Holy Flames, better talent to take now there based on simulations. And then Holy Blade over Improved Blade of Justice. So both the ones that look like Blade of Justice, you switch it to the other one, essentially, which I thought was kind of funny. So that's the change for Mythic Plus. And then kind of the bigger change was change to the opener. But let's talk about the single target talents first. So again, this is just based on simulations. It's fluid, it could change. But basically, Holy Blade, again here, over Improved Blade of Justice. So we are 2 Holy Power gamers now. So our Judgment does 2 Holy Power. Our Blade of Justice does 2 Holy Power. Divine Toll does 2 Holy Power on single target. And so we're going to do Holy Blade there. If you want to know the reason for this, it's because, again, especially after you have the 4 set, right? Even now it's fine, but once you have the 4 set, you're going to be spamming your spenders constantly, right? And so you're never even going to be really using your second charge of Blade of Justice. Whereas in Season 1, your Blade of Justice did extra damage from the tier set and stuff. So it made sense to have extra of them and press it. Like, you get to press this super strong button an extra time. Now the damage is less, and we're not going to be pressing it as much anyways. And so that's why, if you want to know the explanation for it, why Holy Blade is seeing so much more value in every spec or whatever. Again, maybe things change based on Divine Hammer and stuff. But again, the other reason why is it gives you 2 Holy Power immediately. 1 global, 2 Holy Power, Crusader Strike auto attack, 3 Holy Power, another spender to extend your Divine Hammer, for example, right? That's just another reason for it there. There is another talent change, though, other than that. So we had Empyrean Legacy before, and we're going to switch that to Vanguard's Momentum, at least for now. This is a very fluid talent point. This is really splitting hairs as well. We're going to switch to Vanguard's Momentum, Instead, again, it's the same logic. 2 holy power during execute, and you just get to, every button you press gives you 2 holy power, and when your Crusader Strike auto attack lines up, it's going to be 3 holy power. So half the time, you know, essentially, it's going to be 3 holy power, and you get to do a spender. Another time, you're going to have to press one other one, and another one of your generators or whatever, and then a spender after that. So basically just maxing out on holy power. This is extremely fluid. There are some people that are speculating that we will eventually run Sanctify to buff our Divine Hammers, and then with that you would probably run Empyrean Legacy to get a free Divine Storm, so you didn't have to press Divine Storm manually. I don't know what talent we would drop for that. Maybe Rush of Light, I have no idea. But there's people speculating about this. This is fluid. Now the most important thing as of right now is there's a slight change to the openers, because those talent changes are important, but they are not, we're talking like 1% DPS here and there, right? But the opener, this is more important. So this actually makes more sense to me. I wasn't just going to go with my gut though. As I talk about all the time in the videos, I like to use the thing from Wowhead, which is the exact priority on raid bots, right? So when you simulate your character, and so I use their thing. To me, it didn't make a lot of sense. And so if you don't know what that means, it was basically, it's going to be a little bit different now because we have Holy Blade, which does 2 holy power. So let's just think about this as 1 holy power. This is what it was before. So it was Divine Toll, and that was going to give 2. It's going to hit everything and give me 5. That's going to give me 2, and then I was going to Blade and give me 1. And then I was going to Divine Hammer and go back down to 0. So that's not what we want. We do not want to go back down to 0 there, because then we have the Judgment, Execution Sentence, Wake of Ashes. So what we're going to do instead is we're basically, it's a much simpler rule to follow. You're just going to build to 5, right? So in this case, we would Divine Toll, we would Blade of Justice. Would it be that order? I believe so. Divine Toll, Blade of Justice. If your auto attack gets you to 5, then you're already at 5, right? Because you had 2 from each of those. And then at 5, you then press your Divine Hammer, your Execution Sentence, into your Wake of Ashes, into your Hammer of Light, and everything else is the same at that point, right? If not, you do want to make sure you are getting to the holy power. So you do, if you have to waste 1 holy power, it's fine. So if you have to go Toll into Blade into Judgment, just because that's the way the Crusader Strike auto attack lined up, then that's fine. Then you Divine Hammer, then you Execution Sentence, then you Wake of Ashes, then you Hammer of Light, and then you just go from there. It's very similar to what it was before. It's just build to 5 is the rule. And this is what we were doing when we continue talking about it. Like I was like, okay, go ahead and build to 5, then Divine Hammer, like after the opener. It's just the same thing now. Just get your Divine Toll rolling, get your Blade of Justice on the target, build to 5, Hammer, Execution Sentence. And the reality is, this is the reality right here. So when you Divine Toll into Blade, right, and you're at 4, you can go ahead and Hammer for another global, Execution Sentence for another global, and then by the time you Wake of Ashes, you'll be back up to 5 again. So the Crusader Strike auto attack, because that's plenty of globals in there to do it. So that is the case. You don't want to press the extra Judgment there. So you just Divine Toll, Blade, Divine Hammer, even if you're at 4, right? And that'll put you at 1, but then you're going to Execution Sentence, and then by that time you should be at either 1 or 2. Then you Wake of Ashes, then you should be at 5, and then you Divine Hammer, to be exact. So one more time, just since I have to make a clarification here on this update video. Divine Toll, Blade with the 2 holy power, that'll put us at 4. Go ahead and use Divine Hammer, whether you're at 5 or 4. Execution Sentence, Wake of Ashes. By this point, you should be at 5, or you're about to do your swing that gives you 5. And then you can just Hammer of Light and continue on as normal. So that's kind of the update here. Just wanted to get this out basically before people did their raids and stuff like that, and they go in with the wrong opener. It feels really clunky. If you watch the other video and you're like, this opener feels clunky, it feels a lot less clunky when you build the 5 for the Divine Hammer. So you don't need to build the 5 in general, especially once you get the tier set, right? In general, but on the opener you do, and then just in general, before you press Divine Hammer, it just kind of feels better to build to 5, or you're building to 4 and your next auto attack's going to give you 5, right? One of those two things. And it just feels better with the Divine Hammer. It feels a lot less clunky. That's actually how I was playing it on the PTR, but, you know, since I don't have the ability to write the code for the raid bots and stuff like that, I can't say that my 100 simulations beats out their 100,000 simulations, you know? So I can't really... in good conscience say, well, my way's right on something like that when I can't fully test it out to the level I need to. So it feels a lot better though. So hopefully that is a good thing for people because it feels better. Divine Hammer, mostly fixed as well. Want to throw that out there. I mentioned that it was bugged. It's mostly fixed. The only thing that's kind of weird with it still is that the ticks of Divine Hammer are eating judgment stacks. So, you know, your judgment debuff when you judge the target, it has judgment on it. Your Divine Hammer is eating those stacks. So look, they're both gone. It ate 2 stacks of judgment. So that seems a little bit weird. And we don't want that to happen because Divine Hammer's damage is actually not that good. So we would much rather that be eaten by Final Verdict or Divine Storm or whatever. We don't want it eaten by our Divine Hammer. But the other things were fixed as far as I can tell. So good luck to everybody on the season. Hopefully I don't have to do any more update videos, but I probably will once Divine Hammer gets fully sorted out. And yeah, good luck to everybody. Subscribe, and everybody have a good one.